What up, YouTube Live? YouTube Live! Good morning, everybody. This is Tuesday, October 10th. So, last night, October 9, was the premiere episode of Supergirl, and last night I thought was one of those decent ones. It's called The Girl of Steel. Sorry, let me correct that. The title of the episode is Girl of Steel. There's no the. Let's keep it clean. um, of course, you know that I'm a big fan of Superman, so I'm a big fan of the Man of Steel. So last night, Girl of Steel. So spoiler alert. Okay, every time I share my thoughts here, it may contain spoilers, especially the opinions editorial part. Um, for those of you who are as big a fan of the show as I am, and have been following what's going on with the Supergirl arc, you recall that last season, uh, Supergirl had to end up sending Mon-el away from Earth. Um, so last night, the premiere of season 3, we saw the aftermath of that. How Supergirl dealt with losing Mon-el. And obviously, she has not gotten over it. It I thought it was psychologically it was spot on. Um, a lot of us have known loss, not just death, but our loved ones part leaving us to a distant place that we often don't contact them anymore, even through Facebook because of our busy lives or just because of the distance itself. So, uh, the way the episode or the writing of Supergirl last night approached this loss, I thought it was spot on. It was really cool for what it was. It didn't go too deep, too dramatic. It was still it's still a superhero show, so they can't go all HBO or all Showtime about the drama. But for what it was really good because you could tell that she was deeply, deeply frustrated and furious about losing Mon-el, and she contained that. She bottled that up, and she channeled it in a way that, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on being Supergirl, and that's it. I'm not gonna connect with the people around me, the people who love me anymore. So I thought that aspect was really, really um, well thought out. Well, first off, let me dissect the episode. I love how they, you know, off the bat, they showed Erica Durance um, as Kara's biological mom. As you know, Erica Durance played Lois Lane in Smallville series, and so uh, she has been hired to replace the actress that previously played Kara's biological mom. I think because that actress has a Broadway's conflict schedule or something along that line. I apologize if I can't remember what the reason was. So as a big fan of Smallville, I was geeking out because right off the bat they showed Erica Durance in this dream sequence, and I was like, oh, and she's still as beautiful as ever. And that dream sequence cracked me up in the beginning because you see the hand kind of you know uh, Kara's hand kind of feeling through um, the weeds. It kind of reminds me of that gladiator scene from the movie Gladiator, when Maximus kind of feeling his hands through the feeling his hand through the weeds as well, as for dream sequence about reuniting with his family. It was one of the most heartfelt moments in the film. Um, and then bam, of course, the action sequence. It cracks me up also about how every time this CW superheroes movies have action sequences or specifically car chases, do you notice that it always happens on an empty road? Like, I'm talking about just a bunch of cop cars, and the bad guy's vehicle. This in this case it's a truck, and then there were no other vehicles on that bridge or no other um, ordinary folks on that road. It's always like that, especially in Arrow. Arrow does that a lot. Whenever there's a nighttime action sequence, this is always like in some abandoned road, long stretch of road somewhere. I was like, okay, where did I find this thing? Or do the fights only happen at 3 a.m. in the morning when everybody else is asleep? um, so back to the story. Another aspect that I like about the theme itself, in addition to Kara's not being able to handle the loss of Mon-el, is her living a double life as Kara and Supergirl. Um, and you can compare to or contrast that with um, Jimmy Olsen, who's also living a double life as the Guardian. So that this question of, okay, so which side of that life do you prioritize? Which side of that life that comes first? Can you balance both? Will balancing both take a lot out of you? Um, I like that. I like the fact that they raised those questions. In that episode last night, because I myself have been there when I used to work at an office setting, when I used to work at a university, and at the same time I was also a blogger. I drove all the way to LA back and forth every evening or every other day to interview celebrities. After a while, it gets to you, man. you know, After a while, you kind of like weighing these two. I was like, okay, which one should I put more of my time, investment, and energy into? Um, and apparently, Jimmy Olsen, has found that chi, that balance, and to him, it's like, hey, yes, being the guardian is important to me, but being Jimmy Olsen is just as important. And so that was the dilemma that Kara also wrestled with in that episode last night. She felt that being Kara is vulnerable, is broken. The word that she used, um, she thought that, hey, the world only needs Supergirl. The world doesn't need Kara, and that's where her mistaken thought was, because her loved ones need Kara, and that is, they too are part of that world. So it's not just the world needs Supergirl and that's it. Um, so I like that philosophical, you know, um, deep thoughts that the episode brought up last night was pretty cool. In addition to, as I said earlier, the fact that the way they approach Kara's grief, pretty spot on, um, from a human aspect, from a psychological aspect. So the real quick before I'm done, the episode also teased well, not teased. I want to say introduced uh, actress Annabelle uh, Odette, Annabelle Usman, Odette. Okay, I think she's married now, so she's changed her last name. Odette Annabelle. I'm sorry, Odette Annabelle, because she's set to play the big bad villain in this new season, and the big bad villain is Rain. But last night we saw her as the single mom protecting her daughter. So clearly, the show, or the episode shows that Rain does not know that she is Rain, and I think that's pretty cool. I like that. Kind of like the reason why I like the Unbreakable movie by M. Night Shyamalan, because with Bruce Willis' character, it's like asking the question of what if Superman doesn't know that he is Superman. But in this case, Rain is a villain. If I'm not mistaken, Rain is in the comic books is one of the five world killers. This living weapons of mass destruction that apparently Kara's biological father Zor-El created, but he didn't destroy them. I think. So we're gonna find out throughout the season how this one world killer, Rain, got to Earth, and it seemed that she doesn't know who she is. So we're gonna see the evolution of her turning into Rain, and I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting, because previous seasons and other shows like The Flash and Arrow, it seems like the villain is already fully formed, and they're just uh, toying with our heroes throughout the season. Pulling the strings and whatnot. But no, this time the Supergirl's gonna give you sort of like the origin and the development of this villain while she is here on this earth, and how she got to become Rain, how she will end up fighting Supergirl. That journey into becoming a villain is what we're gonna see here in season 3, and I can't wait to see that. Um, so last but not least, I just want to say that yes, Supergirl is a show that has a lot of cheesy moments, cheesy sequences, but when when it hits the target, it hits the target. Um, Especially with um, their intended audiences, like yours truly, who just want to see this, because I'm a big fan of Superman. I want to see Supergirl pretty much sort of tackles the same dilemmas that Clark and slash Superman had tackled in the past. Uh, Not just identity crisis, not just carrying guilt, but okay, like living the double life, how exhausting it can be, and stuff like that. That's what they're going for, and I think that's awesome. And I can't wait for the rest of this season 3. And okay, that's it. Share your thoughts in the comments section below if you have additional thoughts about last night's episode, season 3 premiere episode, and please subscribe to my channel. And if you like all the videos that I'm offering you here, sometimes streaming live style like this one, or the polished scripted ones like my reviews or my celebrity interviews on the red carpet, if you like any of those, please, please, please support me at patreon.com/ramascreen. Um, $1 per month, man, it can go a long way. Your help supports Rama Screen, because the advertisers and the sponsors, they're okay, but they're not enough. We need your help. Support independent entertainment media like this one. Go to patreon.com/Rama Screen today and become my patrons. Let's rock this.